Yes, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the huddle. I hope everybody's doing well. And we are here to discuss Manchester United versus Galatasaray in the Champions League. We need to cherish these moments, guys. It's not going well for Manchester United, and you never know, we could be in the Europa League, but let's not hope it gets to that point. This season or next season, it will be an astonishing achievement if Erik ten Hag managed to get us back into the Champions League with the way the season has started off. He's basically just played two games with the current structure. I mean, previously, because of all the injuries, he couldn't implement his tactics. So basically, the guys have had two games now, and they were both against Crystal Palace. The one, you could see exactly what he was doing. I had a whole breakdown analysis. You can go check out that video on my page. And the other one, he made a couple of changes, and I just don't. Never mind the change that he made. I just don't think there was the same conviction, even from players that played in the Carabao Cup. I just don't think there was that conviction. But I still do think Erik ten Hag is the man to take us to the next level, to get us challenging, to hopefully win us a Premier League again, or even a Champions League. You never know. He had a good run in the cup competitions last season. He had a good run in the FA Cup, and he obviously won the Carling Cup. So he could be a cup manager, but we also know that he is good at winning leagues. He won the Eredivisie, and he just needs time. He just needs patience. And I'm seeing a lot of Manchester United fans give this man patience. And we are waking up, guys. Manchester United's fan base has awoken, and we realize the position that we are in. And everybody's just on the same page. It's amazing to see a manager struggle the way Ten Hag is currently struggling. I mean, last season he actually had a good season, but he overachieved. Liverpool wasn't there. Um, Tottenham wasn't there. Who else? Newcastle wasn't on the same level. This season is going to be a lot more difficult, and with the injuries, I mean, if you look at our left back position, our left sided defensive position, it is a mess. Luke Shaw is out. Um, the Butcher. Martinez is out. Who else is out? Regulon is out. Um, what's that other kid's name? Malasia. I forgot his name for a second. Malasia is also out. So there's nothing going on there. I mean, we're playing Amrabat there, and everybody just wants to see Amrabat get into the midfield. And me personally, I think the left back position, it gives him something like, yes, he can come inside, but especially when Manchester United is getting pressed, it's difficult for him because he holds the ball in the midfield, and he dictates play in the midfield. However, he needs to keep one eye on the left back position in case something goes wrong and they break. So we want him in the midfield where he can just concentrate solely on the midfield. That's what we all want. Anyway, guys, it's going to be a difficult game. It's going to be a difficult game. I was looking at Galatasaray's team. Let me just pull it up again. They have some intensely good players, man. They have a good team. I mean, they have Icardi, they have Wilfred Zaha. I mean, Zaha um, coming back to Old Trafford in the Champions League under the lights. He's gonna be up for it, man. Ha, um, Hakim is also there. Who else is there? That's really coming back for game. Mertens is there, but for me, Zaha and Ziyech is the guys. They're coming back to Old Trafford under the lights in the Champions League. They're gonna give it their all, and they're not a team to mess with. I don't think we should take this game lightly. I honestly think we should take it seriously. I mean, as you've seen with the results we got on the weekend, we can't afford to take any game lightly. It's like every game is now a final for us. And it would be nice for us to go far in the Champions League. Um, yeah, it really would, because the league is looking sticky at the moment. The league is long, guys. The season is long. Let's not be 100% negative, but the season is long. Hopefully, we can go on a run sometime because people's gonna drop points. People's going to drop points. You saw City drop points. Arsenal, well, Arsenal already dropped points. Liverpool dropped points in they dropped three. In my personal opinion, Liverpool should only drop 2 points. But teams are going to drop points. It's a long season. There's going to be injuries, and hopefully Manchester United can get it together. And Tottenham might just do a Tottenham, and they're starting the season well with a new manager bounce, and next thing you know, we overtake them. Fingers crossed. Anyway, the team I'd like to see Onana. I still think Onana needs to play. I know he's going to go to the African Cup of Nations, but I still think he needs to play. Um, we are trying to we are so unstable at the moment that we need stability, and I honestly think Onana needs to play. Amrabat, he's gonna play left back again. I hope Ten Hag does something else, but at this stage he's gonna play left back again. I would like to see Harry Maguire come back in. I wasn't too impressed with Lindelof. Now in the week, Harry Maguire's passing just seemed to be more crisp, maybe because he wasn't under as much pressure as Lindelof. And the other thing is Harry Maguire running into the midfield. So I would actually like to see Harry Maguire come in, Varane, obviously, without a doubt, Lloyd at the right back. Casemiro never had a great game, but hopefully this is his competition. 5 times. This is his competition, man. I'd like to see Hannibal maybe play next to Casemiro. I think Hannibal is if there's like Hannibal's maybe not the most technically gifted player. He has technicality and he has ability, but he's not Bruno in that way where he's gonna pull off like a masterclass. Like what was the word we used to use? But he's a good player in linking up play, in energy, in pressing. It's a lot of stuff that if you don't concentrate on him, his performance can go completely under the radar. And that's a sign of a good, well-rounded player. Seriously, guys. So I'd like to see Hannibal come in. And I would actually like to see Hannibal start a few games, especially going forward. I'm really impressed with him. And if you watch him, sometimes you watch a game and you don't notice individuals all the time, especially when they're not on the ball. But in the next game, if he does play, just take moments to just watch what he's doing, and you'll see how he helps the team out. It's honestly, his work rate and everything it just goes under the radar. I'd like to see Anthony come back in on the right wing. Pelistri, he done great, but I think I've said it previously. He needs to hit the gym. I think he needs to bulk up a bit. I just think he's a bit light. He's talented. He's talented and he's young, and he's still becoming a man. I just think he needs to hit the gym, and just put on some age. I'd like to see Bruno drop. I'd like to see Rashford also drop. I think they are both learning the system, and the question obviously remains: are they going to be able to learn the system? I do think that the previous way that Manchester United has played has benefited those two players, but in the system Erik ten Hag is playing, they do not seem to benefit the system. And the thing about Rashford is, I believe Rashford especially, I believe he'll come good. I honestly do. He just needs a left back. You see in the system, I don't know if you watched the breakdown of my video that I put out, I think it was Sunday evening. So obviously we form like a rugby ball shape with 3 in front, 3 at the back. And if you play in the left back of Amrabat, he's not going to go down the wing. He's not going to hold that wing. He's going to cut inside all the time. He's going to do what he does in the midfield. So basically, Rashford needs either Shaw or Malacia or Reguilon to hold that line, because Erik ten Hag basically wants a player on that line to keep the width. And if there's a player to keep the width, Rashford can go inside. But until then, he's not gonna be great. So maybe we should actually play Rashford on the right, but Anthony's gonna play on the right. Actually, I'd actually like to see them swap. I'd like to see Anthony play on the left wing and Rashford to play on the right wing. I think it will be good for Højlund, you know. Let's first try and find a way to play to Højlund's strengths. I mean, he's a big guy. He's a big lad. And I think we need to try and find a way to play to Højlund's strengths. So I think maybe, even if it's just for one game, experiment Erik ten Hag, swap Rashford and Anthony, and I honestly think it will be good for Højlund. And I'd like to see Mason Mount in that. Obviously, I'm reading the positions out as a 4-2-3-1, and I'd like to see Mason Mount in that number 10 position. I honestly think Mason Mount, I honestly think he was our best player of the weekend. He played really well in the Carabao Cup. And the only disappointing performance that he actually gave was, I can't remember who we were playing, but I think it was his first performance, where he was playing basically in the midfield with Bruno, and I can't remember who else. I can't even remember who we were playing. It was just before he got injured, but it wasn't great. But I honestly think Mason Mount and Hannibal, the two of them together in the midfield is magic, guys. For the team and the system, it honestly just clicks. It honestly just clicks, man. And Bruno, he needs to learn the system, or I'm not gonna be here. I'm trying not to be Player FC. I'm trying to be Erik ten Hag FC and his system. And I think everybody needs to look at it that way. This whole thing of scapegoating players, because, you know, we've been, as Manchester United, we've been scapegoating players. Pogba's the issue. Pogba's lazy, whatever. Well, not everybody was saying that, but there was people saying that. Maguire, McTominay, Fred. Yes, they are an issue, but we need to get out of that. Basically, the way forward, what I would personally like, and I'm sure you guys would like to see, is then how to develop the system, and the players that can play in the system, they will stay. And if you can't make it in the system, doesn't matter who you are, you're either sitting on the bench or you are being sold. Honestly, that needs to be the future. That needs to be the future, guys. We know, we've seen Ten Hag's Ajax teams. We've seen it. And the thing is, he might not create a fully position-based football here at Manchester United. But it doesn't mean that you need to have the ball all the time to play entertaining football. I mean, you look at City, you look at Liverpool, you look at Arsenal. They don't play the same style of football. City basically look to choke people out with the possession. Where Arsenal play position based, but they more have like ball carriers and more transition. And Liverpool is just like hardcore. What's the word shit I was gonna use? Like balls to the wall, bruh. Just like going and just, you know, pressing and absolutely trying to choke the other team out with total aggression. And that's three different styles, and it's three entertaining styles. So not everybody plays at Manchester City that has like 99% of the ball. Not everybody plays that way. But that doesn't mean you can't be entertaining. That just doesn't mean you can't be entertaining. Anyway, guys, that's the video. Let me know down below in the comments what you think will be the team. And don't forget to like and subscribe, especially if Glades is out and Ten Hag in. Let's go, guys.